Rarely do I do a video on one of the hottest games out right now, but it really comes down to what I've been playing. And this has been my jam for the last few weeks. I'm Sam the Ashen, and this is Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. Although Stalker 2 has been blowing up with over 70,000 reviews on Steam, surprisingly at very positive. It's surprising because the few but important problems that the release has had, including bugs, or anomalies as some nostalgic fans say, and absolutely horrible performance for a lot of people. This, along with the $60 price tag, convinced me not to get the game at release, because the general consensus was that the game was pretty great, but probably should wait until the problems were fixed. Right off the bat, I want to get through the problems in case that's what's been stopping you. I have a really mid-tier PC, nothing special. The game overall has beautiful graphics and it runs totally fine, unless you're in a populated area, like the main camp, that you have to go to every in-game day to sell equipment, or get a new quest, or talk to an NPC, which is kind of a problem for obvious reasons. The game drops down to the speed of a turtle with no legs and an extra heavy shell. If any other part besides the main camp was like this, it would be completely unplayable. Since it's only the main camps and your time spent there is often but short, I felt like it was tolerable. There was a couple crashes, maybe 5 in total, but they were all on the startup of the game, never while I was actually playing. Now to the part of the game that you are supposed to be focused on, the gameplay. Probably my favorite part of the game is the action, which, especially for me, is surprising for a survival horror action adventure. The gunplay is a ton of fun. The regular people you have shootouts with is tough. With all the armor they have, they tank the bullets unless you can get a headshot. They move around to cover, they throw grenades, and more. These gunfights are intense and rewarding. Seriously, one of my favorite parts are winning a gunfight and then picking through the bodies for a potential new gun, or unloading the precious ammo from the bad guns, stealing the sausage and bread out of the enemy's pockets. I've seen plenty of complaints that the combat is too hard due to the enemies having aimbot, literally aimbot, but this could have been before the updates that I played. But I found that having to use cover tactically and usually just barely making it out alive made everything much more rewarding. I also saved and reloaded a dozen fights just in the first act, and I can easily see that this would be ridiculous for some people, which is completely understandable. There are difficulty settings that I'm sure would make things more customizable for a variety of preferences. The same core complaint for some people translates over to the mutants as well, and that is being that they are bullet sponges. I played on normal settings and things felt pretty reasonable to me. I never skipped any fights that I came across, and I always had extra ammo, so even with the mutant fights, they felt pretty well balanced and fun. But again, maybe they patched things before I started playing. And I do have a preference towards tough, even unfair combat. I know, something is probably wrong with me, but it's what I like. On to the exploration. Really the heart of Stalker, surviving a twisted landscape, navigating a world on the brink of disaster at the drop of a hat, scavenging supplies to try and get the upper hand, and to make it out alive and in one piece. The overgrown woodland that is so vile and dangerous, yet so beautiful and even tranquil at times. It truly harbors the best and the worst that the zone has to offer. There are abandoned buildings with a sneaky poltergeist waiting for a lone wanderer to come inside, mysterious tunnels leading to the unknown darkness, ruined complexes turned into makeshift outposts for bandit groups, peaceful poppy fields, easily lulling you into a false sense of security, and much more, all waiting to be explored. There's almost never a hidden path or tucked away building that doesn't have some kind of useful loot to reward you for the trouble of making your way through it, which I am a major fan of. I think a key part of making exploration fun is making people want to explore the world you create, and something that almost always helps with that is an incentive to explore. Potential loot, beautiful scenery, unknown monsters were all enough for me to want to check every corner I came across, and it seems that Stalker 2 has done exploration right. So just a quick recap. The game is beautiful, the action is intense, fun, and rewarding, the creatures are beautifully mutated, never thought I'd say those two words together, but the performance needs some work, specifically when you go into a hub area to buy or sell loot, to get a new quest, or anything else. It absolutely needs to get fixed. Just as a side note, I did end up installing a couple mods like Optimized Tweaks, which is for performance, A-Life Extended, which is for more dynamic spawning and AI, and Mutant Loot, which just adds some loot to the mutants that you can sell. No mods are necessary, but I had a better time with them, and they only took like 10 minutes to set up, and I'm no expert. Overall, Stalker 2 has its flaws, but I'm really confident that those flaws are outshined by the beautiful world, intense action, and a rewarding gameplay loop. If you're on the fence, maybe wait for a sale. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by leaving a like, and let me know if you have any thoughts on the game, or its state, down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to see more from me, I post once every other week on Sunday, so I'll never clog up your feed. I hope you have a good one. Peace out.